Oh, someone's coming back already. Hi, Jerome. I got another little ditty too I want to share with you guys. Wait till we get a few more people on. I don't know where you guys are. I'm in Washington, D.C., and freezing my butt off, at least for a southern boy. Actually, I grew up north, and I'm used to snow and all that kind of stuff down here. It's a southern little lazy southern town, and so they don't know what to do. They get a half inch of snow and school off. Actually, school was called off today. The surrounding areas. Hi, Cleo. Gabe is here. Good. Show me the money. Yep, I'm going to talk to you about money, and I'm going to show you the money. Kevin, hi. How are you? This is in the New York Times today. The fast evolution of tech unicorns. I don't know if you know what a unicorn is, but a unicorn is, sort of like an unusual animal, right? No one's ever seen one. And that's what they refer to in new companies starting. Like if you invest in a new company and it turns into be $1 billion, and that's called the unicorn because there's very few of those. And I think in the high tech industry, it's a term used for a hot company that's really making money. And I think the first one was probably Facebook, because that was, before they were even making money, they were worth $1 billion. And that's what people do. And so now we have Uber is worth like $120 billion. Now, I don't think there's many Fortune 500 companies worth $120 billion. I mean, that's incredible. $30 billion is amazing. Or $50 billion, incredible. But Uber now is $120 billion. I mean, that's phenomenal. So actually, the rise of these billion, and what I want to talk about, you see the headline here, is that, to create your own money, you want to be on the wave that's creating money. I mean, that's a way. I mean, there's a lot of ways to live, and certainly there's no one way to do anything isn't the best. But one of the opportunities I think in life, and that's why I like to try to follow data, is where the money's going. So you don't need $1 billion, right? You just need a couple $100,000 or 50,000, whatever you want. But that's crumbs to these people. So if you follow where that is, those crumbs, are enough to have a very good life. So that's why if you follow where this is going, that's why this unicorn business. And the unicorn business started with the high-tech companies. They're starting from nothing. I mean, Uber's like 5-6 years old. That's it. And it's $120 billion, so they're changing it, but it's nothing new, right? It's just a new way of living. We always had taxis. Now we're doing it differently, because of technology. And so that's changing everything. And so that's where the growth is. Hiya, Stephen. Nice to see you. And so, to follow these things, to see where your opportunity is in life and how you can take your talents or whatever and ride on that. So let me tell you a little bit about this evolution of unicorns. I mean, this is interesting data. Okay. Today, there are 315 unicorns. That means business ideas that are already worth $1 billion and just started, okay? Now listen to this. Compared to 4 years ago, 2015, there were only 131 of these companies. So it went from 131 to 300. So, like triple the number of companies that are worth $1 billion or more. So people invest in these things and they just explode. So this article in the New York Times, I gave you the name here on Let's Go Help. You got the link I put on there. But here, if you want to look it up, there it is. There's the title on the New York Times today. And what's neat about it, they say what the next unicorns are going to be. So these analysts study, of course, they could be wrong, but at least they study it. You and I guessing it and take. That's what's good about data. Say, sure, it could be wrong. A lot of it is wrong, but otherwise, if you don't have the data to see a bigger picture, you're going to take some. Oh, my uncle did this, and you're going to think that everything is what because your uncle said something was cool, and it may not be right. That's worse data. So you want to get more overall data so you could see where the wave is going. So it's like, I don't know, you ever, I used to body surf a lot. We used to live on the beach in the summer and the shore, the Jersey Shore. I love body surfing. So the wave, you're trying to get out far enough to catch the top of the wave, right? So when that wave starts to grow and grow, and then you want to be right there when it reaches the apex or the top, and then you jump on the top of that and you ride it all in, right? So that's where you want to be. If you're waiting to the wave to be almost on the beach, you don't get anything out of it. Then we get another wave out there. So something else is going to happen. So that's what's neat about trying to find something new, because that's where it's growing. That's where the opportunities are. Nobody's fighting for the last dollar, like we are in old industries. In new industries, everybody's happy because they're all making money. They're throwing billions of dollars. So that's what's going on. But here's some interesting things that are in the new kind of unicorn business, the new businesses that are creating, out of nothing. See, these businesses are created out of nothing. It's really like the farm. They have a listing here. There must be about 50 companies that are listed in this article here. And all kinds of neat little companies that they think these are going to be part of the next billion-dollar companies, which are really huge. One is the Farmers Business Network. Now that's an online platform. See, that's what it is. You're going to look at this platform because the platform is what's turning everything around nowadays. Because that's where things are happening. That's why we have Uber, because we don't need 15 people to everything. It's all done with technology, and you don't need people in the middle. That's why these big billion-dollar companies only hire 1,000 people. That's it. A normal manufacturing company will have hundreds of thousands of people. Airbnb has a couple thousand people, and they're worth more than Hyatt and Marriott all together, which has hundreds of thousands of people. See, because it's technology that's doing it. But then the technology, there's millions of people making money out of that. Like Uber, millions of people making money out of that. Airbnb, millions of people making money out of that. Here's the Farmers Business Network, they say. Now, this is an online platform for farmers to share and analyze data and buy supplies and share crops. So they're going to share crops, crop sharing. Or here's a woman who started something called Zola. Okay, now Zola. So they're predicting that this is going to be a unicorn company. It's going to be a billion-dollar company. And what she does, she previously worked at a site that held flash sales for designer merchandise. In other words, what they had, they had a sale. It was online. It was a store online, and they have designer clothes, and they have a sale. Just a flash. They'd be up there for an hour for sale and be gone. Who knows? Which offers a streamlined place to create. She offers now something called Zola, Zola, and it's a place for wedding registries. Okay, and it's aimed at millennial women. Man, my son is millennial. He's been to must be 100 weddings in the last 2 years. And now Zola sells 70,000 gift items in the registry. It also developed tools like online guest lists and RSVP tracking, all designed to lure more couples to its registry product. So it's an online registry created out of nothing, a platform, whatever, but that's what's growing. Or here, we're hiring so many people in the gig economy, and this is what I'm showing a lot of people too. So remember, I showed you how to make money in the gig economy and take that free course, which is freelancing. Freelancing and gig work is the same thing. But the gig is really not freelancing for the pizza guy. The gig is freelancing usually online, and that's what it is. And it's technology oriented. As long as you have a PC or a phone, you can be part of it. And I tell you guys about a free course you could take, and it's really from the San Francisco because that's what they want. They want more and more people to be working online. And then you don't go transportation and all this kind of stuff. And that's the growing fact. But it's growing so fast. Now there's other businesses starting to help people who hire people in the gig economy, like do background checks and check out these people that you're hiring, because you never see people nowadays. In the gig economy, you never see anybody. It's all online. You just do it and everything. And some do background checks, some don't. And that's what's neat about the gig economy. It doesn't matter as much what your background is. Now, some it will be, and some it won't. So don't worry about it. But let me tell you some of these new gigs here, or not gigs. They're potentially going to be billion-dollar companies. Okay, one is called Airwallex, W-A-L-L-E-X. Makes a system that lets businesses send and collect money overseas. I don't know if you deal with anybody overseas. That's an issue, okay? And I do it through my bank, and it's so complicated and expensive and everything. So now somebody set up something to do it easy. Oh, here's an online pharmacy, Alto Pharmacy. I don't know what it does, but check it out if it's live yet. ALTO Pharmacy. Now they expect that whatever the hell they're doing, they may be worth $1 billion. Here's another one. It says Blend, B-L-E-N-D, makes mortgages and consumer loan application software for lenders. See, the more you actually, my son is involved. He develops apps and doing that for police complaints. So he's developed an app to make police complaints very easy. Here's one called C2FO, Financial Services Platform. So that's money stuff that provides companies access to working capital. So you're a small business, you need some more working capital. Well, this is an app. That's all. You don't have to go dress up and see a bank. You do it online. Checker, C-H-E-C-K-R, provides background checks for workers. And this is really aimed at the gig workers, because Uber has I don't know, they have 1 million people working for them. So they got to keep track of it. Daily Hunt. This is a news and entertainment app. This is all short-term loan provider. You're looking for a short-term loan. This one's called Earnin, E-A-R-N-I-N. Earnin, E-A-R-N-I-N. Is that how you say it? I don't know. It's probably, or Embark Trucks. These people make self-driving semi-trucks. So not only do we have cars delivering pizza with nobody in it, we're going to get semi-trucks on the expressway, barreling their ass down. And wow, I don't know. Okay, here's one they talked a lot about in the article called Flare, Fair, F-A-I-R-E. Fairy? Is it F-A-I-R-E? Fairy? A wholesale marketplace for boutiques and small vendors. So I'm not sure what it is. It sounds interesting because it sounds like fashion and stuff like that. But it's a way to get in touch with all this new fashion ideas and just at a click of a mouse. That's what I mean. See, starting a business like that too, you just need to write some code. You don't have to go out and buy a building. You don't have to hire people and all this kind of stuff. So it's a whole different ballgame. Flywire makes payment software for global transactions. That's another one we talk. Glossier makes skincare and beauty products. G-L-O-S-S-I-E-R. Grow Mobility, dockless bikes and scooter services. I don't know, in Washington, D.C., we have 6 or 7 scooter services. And I have an app too for about 4 or 5 of them. And when I look for a bike, first of all, I get a scooter. So like for $1, you could ride one of these scooters. They go 10, 20 miles an hour. I'll never go that fast on these things either. They're scarier than bikes in town. And then I get that to the bike and have another app in the back, and you just leave it anywhere. What's nice about this is the scooters, you hop on, you can drive, you just leave them in the middle of the street, the sidewalk, and everything. Nobody cares. Placto Technologies connects, this is interesting. This is an app that connects patients to healthcare providers. Right, so on an app, they show you. Here's a residential real estate rental platform. So you want to rent out a room or rent out your home or something like that. There's now going to be a platform just for that. So you don't have to put a advertisement in a newspaper or all this kind of stuff. That rig up online platform to connect workers in the industry, in the energy industry. So you're looking for a job in the internet. But see, I mean, some of these sound simple, but they're getting hundreds of thousands of dollars to start. And some of them will become billion-dollar companies within a short period of time. Now, that's astounding to me. Yeah. But see, then there's something. Watch these kinds of things, because that's where we're moving, and that's where the wave. It's a little bit now, or whatever. I mean, I remember using back in the 90s the software that we didn't have Google. There was something called Gopher. You get online, and the only thing to find anything else on the internet was a software called Gopher. And I remember trying to learn how to use Gopher. Upgrade, an online lending platform. Here's another one. Banks are going to be gone, man, because they charge too much, and people are going to do it a lot cheaper. Upgrade, that's an online lending platform again. Or here's a sharing platform that lets people swap used items. See, you got stuff you're not using. Like right now, you could rent out a room by the day. Somebody wants a WeWork for the day. You rent out the room and they use it. You rent out your basement and store stuff for other people. You could rent your car for the day when you're not using it, or even your parking space. And all that. Now there's apps for it. See, I mean, it sounds like, oh yeah, we've done that before. We have, but the apps make it so much easier. So it eliminates all the complications, because you don't have to go find somebody. The app does that. They're coming in. You don't have to worry about getting paid. The app does that. Comes in. So that's why it eliminates the complexity. That's what the cloud is doing, is eliminate complexity. I mean, like Uber, when we always had taxi cabs, and you call a taxi cab company and say, oh, we'll be there in 20 minutes. Of course, they never were. Then you finally get there, whatever. Now, you just turn on your phone and, oh, there's a little car right down the street. Okay, I want that one. Come on by, pick me. Fix you up, dude. You don't have to pay money because it's all handled on the phone. They already have your credit card. The guy driving you doesn't have to worry about getting paid, because it's all in the app. And then you rate each other. So you tell if the guy was good or not, the driver, and he tells it if you were good or not, because if you're a pain in the ass, they won't pick you up anymore. like we have an apartment downtown Washington, D.C. We put on Airbnb, and the people who use that apartment of ours leave it cleaner than we give it to them. And we clean it. Man, I'm a good cleaner. I clean well. And it's just amazing how and when we stay in Airbnb too, it's sort of like staying at your mother-in-law's house or something. You want to leave it real clean. And when I stay at the Hyatt, I don't care, right? Trash the room or whatever, and they don't care. They just want your money. So that's right. This is a whole new way, of living, and it's not going away. I mean, and it'll not be 100% overnight. It'll slowly go. I mean, like the internet, it'll just keep growing and growing and growing. But watch these things. That's where the opportunities are. Opportunities are in things that are growing, like the beginning of the wave. The end of the wave, the water starts coming back out. There's not much energy left, at the end of things. So that's why you may still be able to get a couple more years or days or months or whatever it is, out of something in old stuff, but it'll eventually, slowly go away, like everything does, eventually. So watch that new stuff. That's what's important. So how about let's go help people. Anybody got a question? Because they're my guys. Okay, well, how about I'm also on YouTube too. So YouTube. I've been thinking of using credit card debt to invest in the stock market. No kidding. I mean, if you use credit card debt in the stock market, you got to first check into a mental health facility and buying on margin. No, I mean, that's sure somebody will talk you into that, but that's silly. And sure, maybe somebody did it, but it's not a way to build a secure life. John, look up items or things new and fascinating. Find the companies that supply parts of things and the product and service and invest. Cool. Thanks for the advice, Whirlwind. Just discovered Matthew not long ago. Really interested in using some of his methods of investment capital for investment capital. Yeah, Matthew, what was the cost of your first infomercial? I paid about, I think $150,000, and this was what, 20 years ago, something like that. And then, but then I got it down to $5,000, and that's when I started making money. You went viral. Did you realize you had achieved cult status then? I don't know what that even means. No, it was fun. It was. This is more fun, tell you the truth. It's smaller yet for me, so certainly. I haven't figured out, where the money is in this, trying to help people this way. But that's okay. I got 20 years figured out. Stu Lasco, what about pot stocks? Yeah, that's obviously something growing. Now that's legal. That is hilarious. Okay, Cheryl. First check into mental health facility, right? Hi, Matthew. Are there grants for opening a nail salon, minority and women? Sure. And maybe not a lot, but it depends. But see, all the other things you need to do that, because you may not need the grants. You may or may not. I mean, see, to me, what you have to do is be clever about, if you can't find the money, you look for the money, see what's there, what's available. There are your options. Okay, it may be none, it may be not enough, or whatever. But when that happens and it's not perfect, that's when you really have to start working. And that's what I think people give up on. And and if you give up then you'll never do anything. Because when you're sitting down and designing, okay, I need a nail salon, and you say, because of this, I need $150,000 or whatever it is. And that's one way of doing it. And so you look, and maybe you get it, maybe you don't. And if you don't, then you have to be creative. And that's, how do you do that salon without the money? And do you find somebody else that has a facility, like a barber chair or something, and you just do men's nails? So you go to the local barber and say, hey, we'll do men's nails. And you put your business within somebody else's to start learning how to do that business. The most important thing is you just start doing customers. Investing in credit sounds like a mistake. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. There are infinite leverage. Credit cards are unsecured instruments and revolving credit. Yes. What are the keywords to look for under grants? Don't look for grants. Now, the grants, we talk about it, and I know what you mean when you talk about it, but 80% of the free money the government gives out is not even called grants. So don't look for it. You have an idea, and what you're trying to do is get that idea implemented. Now, if somebody gives you, grants, or they give you a toilet or whatever, if it implements your idea, that's great. So you're thinking you need grants because you don't know your options. It may be a contract, it may be direct payments, or there's just too many other ways to do that. And as I say, so if 80% of the free money is not even called grants, if you're asking for a grant, you're missing 80% of what's out there. Never ask for a grant, okay? Just go out there and say, hey, I want to do this, I want to start this, and do you have any suggestions, or what do you guys have that may help? You start collecting that from place after place after place and looking for ideas in whatever. And then you build an idea that maybe even turn into another idea, and that's the important thing. That most things that I made money from, I started out with what I thought was the greatest idea in the world, and what happened was it was terrible. I didn't know, but then by doing that terrible idea, that grew into the good idea. That's the only way you get anything. That's why I've been screwing around now for 10 years, trying to figure out how people buy information nowadays. And I'm getting closer every year, but everything I do is wrong. I've written 100 books, okay? And only 10 made money. And this is something I think about 24 hours a day for the last 40 or 50 years. So I'm wrong 90% of the time. And so nobody knows what works. That's why you have to go out and develop whatever it works for you. You have to find that out. What works for somebody else probably won't work for you. Maybe not. But so you try it. If it does, okay. But that gives you something. And if you're taking other people's ideas all the time, then you don't learn from them. Because like when I take somebody else's idea and yeah, okay, but I'll try it and it fails. Then I say, I knew that guy was an asshole. And you dismiss it and you don't get anything out of it. For every failure, then you have to pull it apart. What's a good part? What's a bad part, or whatever? And what do you salvage out? Because that's the growth in you. You grow doing that. You don't grow by just flicking a switch and doing what somebody else and giving somebody else a lot of money because it's going to work. No. 90 times out of 100, it won't work anyway. At least I know myself. 9 times out of 10, my things don't work. And that's the other thing. If you're spending money every time, I'll spend $5,000 here, $10,000, you're going to run out of money before you figure out what to do. And another way to figure out is you have to be flexible and creative on how to do it without money when you can't find the money. Because you may or may not find it. Sure, you check, you find out all the places. I mean, there's 1 million entrepreneurs that get money every year from the government. And that's just in one, that's just venture capital money from the government. That's not loans or contracts or anything else. I mean, and if you don't get it, then what are you going to do? Well, you change your idea a little bit. You work with somebody else. Like somebody wanted to do it was a bakery. He wanted to do a bakery, and he wanted to grow his business bakery. He wanted to get marketing money. I said, well, you don't know what really sells. So if you get marketing money, you'll spend it on marketing and you probably won't grow anyway. So what the hell to do? So how do you grow if you don't have marketing money to fail, which is bad? See, that's why if you had the money, you'd probably fail and not anything. Then if you learn how to grow without spending money, then you're stronger. So I was telling how, let's say, you bakery, you like bake cakes. Why don't you hook up with a local senior center? So every year, because the seniors that are in senior centers, how many birthdays they have left, right? So what you want to do is with the senior center, have a birthday cake, a special birthday cake for every senior on their birthday, okay? So you're going to do a special birthday cake. Okay, how are they going to pay you for that, okay? Well, here's what you do, because the senior center is a nonprofit. The senior center would like to do this to make this. They would fundraise with the senior center to the community. You want to do this great thing. You're going to give a big discount on the birthday cakes, for every senior to have a special birthday cake. But you need the community to, do a crowdfunding campaign with the community. So see, that way, not only could you make an extra 100 cakes a year and get paid for it, maybe not 100% price, but 70% or something like that. But you have a community, problem that you're trying to solve and help with. So now you become a pillar of the community, because this is the baker that bakes birthday cakes for seniors at the senior center, and everybody's going to love you, and everybody starts knowing about you because you have this crowdfunding campaign, and the local media and everybody else will want to write this up. Hey, look at this, what the bakery's doing with the senior center, and so you have this free publicity. You may be the business. So even if that publicity, even if the crowdfunding thing fails, man, you got more publicity than you'll ever have in your life, right? So that's what it is. You have to and that's what's wrong about business plans and everything. You're checking off boxes, because somebody else says you need that. You don't know if you need that for sure. And that's why you keep your eye on the prize. The eye on the prize is a customer. Everything else is detail. Who the hell cares about it? If you're LLC or a CIA or whatever the hell you are? It doesn't matter. Nobody's going to give you money for something like, hey, are you with this or that? So that's why you spend I have an MBA. My first 2 businesses failed because I did all this stuff they taught me in business school. It's stupid. You just worry about getting a customer. Forget anything else, and do that as cheaply and easily as fast as possible so you get feedback. because asking your friends or family if they buy this, they're not your customers. They're never going to buy from you. So don't ask them because we all could be critics. We could say what's wrong, and you'll be changing the thing 50 times and still not getting it. You got to find out where real potential customers are and say, hey, buy this. And they'll say no. And then you ask them why. And that's where you really start learning. If you don't do that, you're just going to spend a lot of money on stuff that all the experts, so-called, will tell you need. And they all sound logical. I mean, these not stupid people getting money from you. They're smart enough to get the money from you. So it's going to sound logical and make sense. That's true. But it doesn't matter if it makes sense or not. Is it making customers? So what you have to do is figure out the ways as cheap as possible to start getting a customer and see if that works. So maybe you do it instead of a product, you do it in a service. So, hey, I'll do this. You want to solve some kind of problem, help somebody with whatever you like, fishing. So do you take somebody fishing and see if somebody buys you as a fishing guide or whatever the hell it is. There's so many things to sell that don't cost any money. And now with the platforms and media that's so cheap, that's what I mean. Somebody said, my first commercial, I think the first commercial was $150,000. Then I had to pay for the advertising. And I fell on my ass. Then I realized, hey, you don't have to pay for advertising. Yeah. I'd go to the TV station and said, hey, you got a lot of ads you have to put out. If the TV station didn't have an ad that nobody bought the ad, they weren't going to go home early that day and turn off the TV their station. No, that's why you saw these Smokey and the Bear ads and all these public service announcements, because they were the free ads. I said, instead of putting Smokey and the Bear on, put my commercial on and I'll give you half the money. Okay. So I had no risk, when I was going out and buying advertising, and I'd say, what's this worth? And they said, well, this is worth $10,000. And well, I didn't know any difference. So I guess, and they'll tell me how I'm going to be a millionaire. And I pay the $10,000 and lose it all. And then I found out I could be a professional guest and get not like if I bought a minute of time on Letterman or something like that, because I used to do a lot of late night stuff, that would cost me maybe $50,000. But if I act crazy and become a guest on Letterman, I get 7 minutes for free as advertising. So that was a way to get 7 minutes of Letterman time for free instead of paying $50,000 for a minute or whatever the hell they were charging at the time. So there's always more than one way to do something, and that's where success lies, in you being flexible enough and creative enough when one thing works. You just have to plan for failure. Don't plan for success, because it doesn't matter. Success is easy. So if you're successful, you just, to get the money, go to the bank. Any idiot could do that. So don't worry about what are you going to do. I mean, don't go to seminars now about how you're going to shelter $1 million. Who the hell cares? That doesn't matter. You got to get the $1 million, and the customer is the only thing that's important. How do you do that? And what are you going to do when what you're doing now fails? Because that's more likely to happen than anything else. And that's what you have to plan for, is failure. Don't plan for success. Any idiot could solve that problem. You got to plan for failure, because that's more likely what's going to happen. So that's why if you're spending a lot of money on getting your idea out, you won't have enough money to last till you figure it out. Anybody can figure it out. You just have to stay there long enough to figure it out. Look all the idiots you work for. and that's my 2 cents. Okay, so the article, see what this is. A lot of stuff going. I mean, it doesn't mean this is the whole world. There's a lot of things, a lot of ways to make money in this country, and it doesn't have to be in high tech. It could be in low tech, no tech, or what the heck, or what the tech. If you're looking for my stuff, it's leskostore.com, Lesko. Let me write it up here. Leskostore.com. And and all my stuff is there. I mean, to me, the best thing I have is a source, about 300-400 sources of all the government programs in your state, because every state has about 400 of these things. Yeah. And so what I've done is collect them for every state and show you where to apply to all your government benefits that are available for every income, every age, anything you want to do, everything from, education or business or housing, fixing up housing, real estate business, entrepreneuring, travel, your kids, doing better. I mean, healthcare, legal help, it's all there, and the rich people use this. I mean, every millionaire in this country is a millionaire, mostly because of government programs that they figured out, and none of them cost anything to you. And that's why you never find them, because in Google sells you stuff. Google makes money if you go on Google and buy something. Everything I show you is free. So every website I sell you, you're not going to buy anything. So that's why you never find them in Google. What you find in Google are the people who want to sell you something. And I show you the people who want to give away the money. That's what they're in business to do. And it's significant. It's significant to the tune of $2.4 trillion every year. Now, I don't know what a trillion is. You don't know what a trillion is. But that averages $22,467 per family every year. And it's growing this year. It's going to grow next year. Even with the tax cut, they're still giving out more money. This is why we're going to just go deeper in debt. That's another problem. Want to talk about that? That's not of interest to me right now. It is as a taxpayer, but my issue is really trying to show people what's there that could help them in their life, because it's there whether they use it or not. The rich people use it. Everybody else uses it. Well, not everybody, obviously, because they don't know. The government spends no advertising money, so you'll never find out about it. It's not a conspiracy. It just takes effort. Even what I show you, I mean, and it's not a guarantee you're going to get it. I show you the shopping list. I mean, I can't, it's sort of like, getting a date. I'll show you where the girls hang out. It's up to you and the girls if something happens, or the guys, or whatever. And that's it. It's knowing your alternatives in life. And if you're going on Google and figuring out what your alternatives in life are, then you haven't learned them all. Because all you're learning on Google are people want to sell you something. And so you think every alternative requires money from you, and it does not. So I don't know how we get that out. You have to practice and try and try. The whole name of the game is trying. It's like learning how to walk. You just keep trying and falling on your ass until you get it right. If you give up trying, then you give up. If you want to be that, I mean, I can't do anything about it. And, I don't know. We all try to get through this world, the best way we can. And that's the thing. And I think that because anything you do in life is so difficult, that you got to have fun doing it. Because if you're not, life's going to beat you up no matter what the hell, if you're having fun or not. You might as well have fun. And then it'll beat you up. And it doesn't hurt so bad. But it actually gives you the energy to keep going. And that's the important. What do I think of people who live their own lives on welfare? I don't know all the people who live their whole lives on welfare, so I can't really give an opinion. That's not why I'm here. And I think of the people who are billionaires and live off the government as a millionaire, like Donald Trump. I mean, his fortune is all based on government programs. I mean, it's so whether you're a welfare person or it's legal. I mean, that's the problem. Is that it is legal. I mean, to me, it's immoral, but we made it legal. And actually, I'm going to do another thing soon about morality, how the government makes immoral stuff legal. It's terrible. Okay, but that's not an issue. Just trying to help people who need help. So I say your site have $60, but the $19.95 month is the difference. What is the difference? Yeah, I got the $19.95. That's a monthly. So that's financially, that's the best deal because that I will answer all your questions there. You could go there. Um, just tell me what you're looking for. I'll send you websites that are free that have the answers or may have the answers. The best place to try to get that answer. And if you go there, then I have a bunch of training programs there too. Whether you want to, got one we just did on how to retire in 3 years, no matter what age you are. I have another one there, how to real estate investment for how to find government programs at the state level, the city level, the county level, and it's all free training and the website. See, that's what I'm doing, training with the website, so you have it all there. I don't think anybody doing this anywhere. Well, nobody knows this stuff like I do. 40 years. I mean, there are people out there selling you grand stuff, but they don't know this stuff. I mean, they sell it better than I do. They're making money at it. I spend too much of my time learning where the stuff is, yeah. And they just piece together something that looks nice, yeah. And that's why in the Let's Go Help, it's to carry through because your first thing is not going to work. Second thing probably not going to work. I mean, this is what's going to happen. But you learn and grow from that. You try or whatever because you have to understand what's in your mind is different than reality. So the only way to get in sync is to keep using it more, and realizing what the value is and understanding it that way. Thank you for sticking up for the little guy. Let's go. I think Donald Trump is the biggest welfare recipient. Yeah, you probably could. You read his biography, even his first $1 million deal. He got from his dad, but was with a government property, and he still does that. He still uses all government programs, and his brother-in-law, the kids, and everybody. I mean, this is so. If you want to do, you have something property, and the government gives you money to build these properties, and and then pays for your tenants' rent to be there. Yeah, it's all legitimate stuff. Yeah. Mental health care is per day per patient billed to taxes, even if they private insurance, it's forwarded to Medicaid. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's try to understand the context of that. Plus, people only make $100 a month cash. That's just about people fighting over crumbs. Yeah, no, welfare, you're not a rich person at all. I'm sure people don't enjoy being on welfare. It's just what options do they have, and that's why a lot of it is understanding the system, what is available. I mean, the traditional stuff isn't there. No, there's no easy answer or anything. There's just the only answer is to keep trying it. You can't change people overnight. People don't change overnight, but you're not going to change anybody by telling them they're stupid or anything like that. I mean, we're all smart people. We do things that to us we think is our best option in life. So we have to have better options to do that or understand the option. Okay, guys, thanks for putting up with me. I'll be here soon again. So you're saying once you tap into what you do and how to get the government help to do it, will come to you automatically. Yes and no, Barb. I mean, that's it. It's like learning anything. I mean, to me, these sources, they don't solve every problem all the time. Nothing does. This is a tool that can be used, particularly if you don't have options. If you have options, then you should be looking at these things as potential options. And the other thing is, as you go through looking at those options, to me, is to keep your mind open on other things, and every time you ask for help from a government office or somebody, you ask them, where else do you suggest? That's very, very, very important because they're in a position to know other programs that you and I wouldn't even be, searching for 50 years. I still don't know everything. I can't. And that's the answer, I guess. There's no easy answer, and that's why I don't really know what works for everybody. I don't even know what works for me. I struggle every day trying to figure that out. So I want to take what I know, because I've been studying this stuff and know it better than anybody else, that could possibly help you to get on what you want to do in life. Because there is, I firmly believe in the heart and down my tippy toes that there is so much help for free to do most anything you want in life. Yeah. It just takes effort, it takes creativity, it takes, effort is the key thing. Yeah. And then I think what happens too is we work through what our original idea wasn't right for us. And then we have to get through that to see. And that's a very important thing. Okay. Okay. I'm getting too philosophical here. Okay, guys. Thanks for putting up with me. And I'll talk to you soon.